What if you're not broken? What if there's nothing wrong with you at all? What if the exhaustion you feel, the overthinking, the shutting down, the way you pull back just when things start to feel calm? What if all that is simply your body responding to what it's lived through? I'll tell you something. I remember growing up, my father believed that being a hardworking person means not sleeping, means reading all night, and running and walking to the farm all the time, coming from the African, nation. When he comes into your room and finds you sleeping, you are in trouble because he's going to give you a smack. In fact, in most cases, he wakes you up and asks you to start running after him with his bicycle. As he's wheeling his bicycle, he's asking you to run after him as a punishment for sleeping when you are supposed to be reading. In fact, when I came back from school and go to my room for reading, I would just write library. It was just for me to get a wee sleep. But what happens is, he comes in there and gets you. It becomes like you have committed a great sin. But how did I pay back for all of that? When I got married, I got pregnant with my first son. And during this pregnancy, I couldn't find sleep. Because each time I sleep, I woke up in fear all the time. Right in my brain and right within my heart, I was still thinking my father was going to come up and maybe give me a smack or ask me to start running after him to the farm. Because for us then, sleeping all through the night or sleeping during the day was a crime. It wasn't a time of rest at all. So sometimes when my husband comes back from work, he looks at me and asks me, "Why did you just wake up that way?" Sometimes I startle him the way I wake up, and I said to him, I'm sorry. And that was because I grew up knowing that resting for me was not possible. It means I'm lazy. It means I'm not hardworking. And so because I needed to be hardworking, I needed to sacrifice my resting, my sleeping. And as time went on, I began to judge my family members. I began to judge my husband with my own pattern of lived experience. I wouldn't want him to sleep because I felt like if he's sleeping, he's also lazy. And I wouldn't want my children to sleep because if they are sleeping, it means that they are also lazy. So all of that lived experience affected my relationship, affected me as a mom, and affected a lot of things in my life. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my father so dearly. He's the best thing that happened to my life. I love him so well. But this is just me narrating my experience growing up as a child and using sleep as an example to explain how our lived experiences can affect how we grow, how we develop our joy, and how we evolve. But I want to say something gently, but clearly today. You don't wake up this way by accident. You don't wake up feeling exhausted. You don't wake up feeling broken by accident. Have you ever noticed how you can get through a full day, work, family, responsibility, and still feel empty when you finally sit down? Like you are functioning, but not really living. You're just alive, some will say, but you're not really living. I hear this a lot, especially from women who have had to be the strong one in the family, the dependable one, the one who don't fail, they don't fall apart, they never call for help. And eventually, you start asking yourself, why am I like this? Why can't I relax? Like I do ask myself that question then. Why do I still feel behind? But maybe the better question should have been, instead of why am I like this, what did I have to become to survive my life? Isn't that a reasonable question? What did I have to become to survive my life? This is Heal and Rise with Hadlin. A space where we heal without shame, where we rise without rushing. Let me give you a real life example. Imagine growing up in a home where emotions weren't talked about and bills had to be paid. People got on with things. You learned early that complaining don't change much. So you became independent. You became self-contained. You learned to crack on that walk until adulthood. This is what you have been doing growing up. Now you are in a relationship or raising children or building a career, and suddenly you are told to open up, rest, receive support. But your nervous system doesn't understand that language at all, because your nervous system understands the language of walk, 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 no rest. That's not a flaw. That's a conditioning. Nobody chooses anxiety. Nobody chooses emotional distance. Nobody chooses to feel numb. Those patterns form because that is what you have lived on with all your life. Those patterns form because at some point, being alert kept you safe. Staying quiet kept you at peace. Doing everything yourself meant you weren't disappointed. Those behaviors weren't weaknesses. They were intelligent responses to your environment. And here is the part most people miss in all of this. When life finally slows down, your body doesn't automatically trust it. So peace feels uncomfortable. Calm can feel unsettling. Joy can feel suspicious. Not because you are broken, but because chaos once felt normal in your system. I didn't heal by forcing positivity. I didn't heal by pretending the past didn't matter. What changed things for me was this moment of honesty. I stopped asking, what's wrong with me? And started asking, what did I learn about the world that shaped me like this? That single shift replaced shame with understanding. I realized I wasn't failing at healing. I was unlearning survival. And that takes time. Of course it does, because it takes time. Here are a few things that genuinely helped me and may help you as well. Number one, stop pathologizing your personality. Not everything needs fixing. Some things needs understanding first before you can consider fixing them. So if you start pathologizing them, you are stating that you are having a problem. Don't see it from that perspective. Number two, learn your triggers, not just your traits. What are the things that trigger this habit? When do I shut down? These are questions you ask yourself. What makes me tense? That's where the story is. Number three, practice safety in small doses. You don't need to transform your life. You need moments of safety, consistency, calm, honesty. This is what you need. And lastly, let healing be quiet. Real healing often looks boring. No drama, trust me. No announcement. Just small choices that honor your nervous system. And here's something you need to know. Healing comes with grief, because as you grow, you don't just leave pain behind. You leave familiarity behind. You may miss the version of yourself who knew how to endure everything alone. The one who didn't need anyone to assist. The one who never called for aid. And that doesn't mean you are going backwards. It means you are becoming someone who no longer needs armor all the time. So if rest feels uncomfortable for you, you are not lazy. If camp feels empty for you, you are not ungrateful. If eating feels slow, you are not failing. Your nervous system is learning something new, and learning always takes time, patience. You are not late. You are not defective. You are responding exactly as a human being would to what you have lived. So the next time you hear that voice, what's wrong with me? Give yourself a wee pause and ask yourself instead, what did I have to become to survive? Because healing doesn't begin with becoming someone new. It begins with understanding who you had to be. Now, if this video resonated with you, you are welcome to Heal and Rise with Adeline. Share your comment on this section. What's one part of yourself you've judged but now realize was protecting you? Someone reading your comments might benefit from this comment, and it will help them know that they are not alone. If you love this video, give this video a thumbs up. And if you love what you're saying and want to keep saying it, click on the subscribe button so that you'll be part of the family, and on the notification bell just so that you don't miss my video whenever I post them. My videos are for educational purposes and does not undermine the necessity of seeing a therapist if you need one. Once again, we are here growing together, and I love you all and understand that you are not failing. Until my next episode, I'm gonna say bye-bye.